If you're feeling disconnected from your body, try this practice to help come back to your home. We're going to start seated. Feel free to add a blanket, anything that you may need to get comfortable. You can also do this in a chair if that feels better for you. All right, let's start just with hands on the heart center, if that feels okay for you. And if you'd like, close the eyes. Some easy inhales and exhales, not changing anything, not adjusting, just breathing. Good, a few more breaths just like that. Nice. Let the hands rest down to the legs. We're going to roll the shoulders up and back a few times. Great. Let's take the hands up and overhead. Nice big reach, stretch up. We'll do a side bend. Right hand down, left arm up and over. Good. Switch it out, up and over. Nice. A very simple way to start to come back to the body is very gentle, simple movements. So we can start to feel the sensation of our stretches instead of thinking about specific shapes that we're supposed to be making. So that's what we're going to do today. Inhale, hands lift again. Exhale, we're going to gently twist to one side. So that might look like this for you. It might look like this for you. Might look different than that. Wherever you want to be, we're just going to twist and pause. And then unwind and twist and pause on the other side. Good. We want to try to keep the spine long. But other than that, just move in a way that feels good. If you come to one side and you really just want to settle in there for a breath or two, go for it. Otherwise, maybe continue with this gentle movement side to side. Good. Let's do one more each side. And to the left. Good. Back to center. In that seated position, I'm just going to turn a little bit so you can see. We'll start some rocks of the pelvis, kind of opening the front body and the back body. So we'll rock a little forward, lift up through the chest, open up through the belly and the front of the body. Exhale, round, back around the spine. Good. Let's do a few more. Good. And again. Nice. Good. One more time. And back. Very good. Come back to center. Let's come to tabletop. So hands and knees. Again, if that doesn't feel good coming down to the floor, you can always come to stand and put your hands on the seat of a chair, couch, coffee table, whatever you have. One of the main things we want to try to include in our practice when we're kind of feeling disconnected from ourselves is safety. So I really want you to move in ways that make you feel safe. We'll start with some gentle hip rocks side to side. If you need some more support for the wrist, take the hands into fists instead. Good. A few more gentle rocks and sways. Good. We're going to take the right leg out to the side and just little rocks forward and back. Let me scoot over a little bit so you can see. Good. Okay, just forward and back. Nothing too fancy. We're just moving here. Good. Great. Take that right leg in, switch it out. So we're going to take that left leg out to the side And again, just some gentle rocks forward and back. That's it. Shake on this side. Wonderful. Good. Bring it back. Nice. Now we're going to come into some tabletop shape. So take that right leg back, tuck the toe under, press through the heel. Again, keep that firm press into the hands. Right leg's going to lift. Left hand can walk forward or reach forward. And just feel the sensations here. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you're swaying, if you're touching your toe or your hand, doesn't matter. We're just feeling what that sensation is when we come to balance. Good. Switch it out. Left hand down. Take the left foot back for a breath or two. Lift it up when you're ready. Right hand can reach forward. And again, we're just noticing the sensations. How does it feel to lift the leg and the hand? Can we breathe? What's happening with our core? Good. One more breath. And then bring that hand down, leg down. Two options here. Bring the forearms to the mat or the chair and let the head be heavy, rest on the hands. If knees and hips and ankles feel okay, you can sit back towards the heels into your child's pose. Arms can be forward, or again, head can rest on stacked hands. We're going to take a few breaths here and just observe. Observe your breath. Observe the sensations in your body. And if you'd like, you can also add in a little mantra here. Inhaling, just breathing in, and on the exhale, either out loud or in your mind, just saying, I am safe. I am okay. Great way to just kind of remind the body that what we're doing is okay and it can feel safe. Good. 3 more breaths wherever you are. Nice. Start to find your way back up, and we're going to come to standing however you want to get there. So you choose your way. Eventually coming upright, take a few breaths, find that nice stable base. So feet underneath the hips, roll the shoulders up and back a couple times. Maybe give yourself a little shake. Always a nice way to kind of reset the nervous system. So now let's move into a little bit of a balance. Let's take the weight onto the right foot, left toes touch. Hands can be by the sides. You can also use a wall or chair to feel a little more stable if that helps. And we're going to try to lift that foot. Good. Start to find those wobbles first. Wobbles are great. It means you're strengthening. It means you're teaching the body and relearning how to stabilize. Good. We're going to stir the toes a little bit. So you can either stir the toes lifted in the air or you can tap. Just kind of tap a little circle on the floor. Good. Do that a couple more times. Nice. Bring that foot down. Again, find that stability. Press down through the feet. Feel the lift and opening through the chest. Nice and tall. Good. Great. Let's come to the other side. So weight's going to come over to the other foot. Right toes touch maybe if that left foot is standing. Again, hands can be to the sides. Find a wall or something else for balance if you choose. Maybe lift the toe. All right, so here we're going to try again if you want. Finding those little circles. Good. Maybe tapping those circles. Great. Nice. A couple more times around. Breathe. And then release both feet to the mat. Give it all a good little shake. Good. We're going to come into a few half sun salutations, so there won't be any going up and down from the floor. We're just going to keep things standing. If you've got any issues with low back, Really pay attention to bending the knees. Bent knees are going to help support the back and find some awareness in those core muscles. So on the inhale, arms can reach up. You take them as high as you want, maybe overhead. Exhale, we're going to fold forward. So those knees bend, sits bones slide back. Hands can rest on thighs or shins or floor. Head is heavy if that feels okay. Good. Use the strong legs with a little bend in the knees to rise back up halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold again. Good. Bend the knees a bit more. Press into those heels, rise up. Arms again can reach overhead if you choose. Exhale, hands end up in prayer in front of the heart. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, halfway rise, long, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, press into the heels, rise back up. Hands in prayer. Good, I'm going to turn this way. Let's do one more round. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway rise, strong through legs and glutes. Exhale, fold. Again, bend the knees, press into the heels, use those strong legs to rise up. Exhale, hands in prayer. Nice. Take one long, wide stance. Feet are parallel with each other. We want to try to align the feet. So sometimes we have a tendency to step one foot forward than the other. If you have a mat, you can line yourself up against the back line of the mat, or maybe you have a towel or boards in your floor or something that you can line up against. That can be helpful. Hands are going to come to the hips, lift up nice and tall. Again, take notice of the knees. We do have a tendency sometimes to lock the knees, kind of send them back, give them a little bit of a bend. Keep those hamstrings nice and happy. So with that bend in the knees, lift up tall through the spine. Exhale, start to tilt the pelvis forward. Hands again can come to thighs, down to the shins. Head is heavy. Wherever you want to be, let me show you from the side. Knees again, bent. Sits bones reaching back. Folding forward. Soften the muscles in the face. Soften shoulders, neck, jaw. 3 more rounds of breath. Good. Bend the knees first. Hands on the thighs. Press into the heels to rise back up. Arms sweep up and overhead if you want. Hands come back together in prayer. Great. Let's step those feet back in. We're going to come back down to the mat or the chair. And you can choose to lay down or stay seated, whatever you want. I'm going to lie down for this one. This is where we're going to be for the rest of our practice today. So make sure it's comfortable. You can always bring something underneath the head. You can keep the knees bent or bring something underneath the thighs or the knees. And if it feels okay, this time let's take the hands to the belly. Inhale and exhale. Again, we're just coming back to the breath here. Always remembering that in these moments of mindfulness and quiet, the mind will wander, and that is okay. All we're trying to do here is just notice when it's wandering and find your way back to the breath, however many times you need. We'll take the next full minute to just breathe and be aware. Wonderful. We'll take one more minute just to rest. Arms can rest by the sides or stay on the belly if you want. Legs can stay bent or go straight. We'll take one more minute of quiet here. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. If you feel ready to move, maybe rebend the knees, roll to one side, and gently press up to a seated position. Inhale, hands can rise one more time. Exhale, hands come in prayer in front of the heart. Thank you for joining me and taking some time out for yourself.